Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone of whom I learn from each and every day. Hey, I gotta put this out here. All right. This is sort of funny, man, but the AI thing called was it Grunk 3, right? So I had a couple questions to ask Grunk 3, and Slocky, and you can clearly see who has programmed this, because this is Elon's, child, if you will. Not the AI 6971 and whatever that he named his child. No, his creation, shall I say. Please excuse me. But look, I'm gonna get straight to the point. So I asked this, and I can edit that out. So I asked this AI bot, so when did the Ish people go into slavery with ships yet to this day? All right, because we know the scripture says in the book of Baruch 3 and verse 8, what does it say? Very clearly that we are yet this day in our captivity. Jeremiah 50 verse 33, Judah and who? Judah and Israel were oppressed together in a land where never mankind dwelt. That talks about that in the book of Ezekiel. All right. So let's read this. We're going to read just a little bit of it, and we'll get down to a couple key points that this thing tries to put out. Anyway, what I'm saying is this is just an AI bot. It's just a robot. That's all it is. It scours the internet for answers, right? And it comes up with some of the cockamamie asinine shit that these people in the world say, i.e., the Ish people. Okay. Your question seems to reference Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. Absolutely. All right. Which some interpretations, well, the scripture said there's no private interpretation. And also, he being Yahweh Yahweh Shai, is going to give his eye salve and his understanding through faith, which is a gift, to his people. All right. And not even all his people are going to understand what's going on. Anyhow, particularly from certain groups connected to historical events involving slavery and ships. The verse states the Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt. And that's not what it says exactly. Not in the Deuteronomy. Not in the King James version. All right, by route that I promise you would never see again. All right, and you shall be sold unto your enemies for sale, and none of your enemies be no buyer. That's no. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so we all know what the version in the KJV says. It says, no man shall buy you. It didn't say you will offer yourselves up for sale. None of that shit. All right, so let's keep going. Historically, the Ish people experienced several periods of enslavement and exile. Okay, but the specific reference to slavery with ships is debated. I wonder why. Well, hold on now. Wasn't that a prophecy that actually happened? Did that not happen? All right, so this thing is jumping over backwards and doing all kinds of electronic gymnastics to try to disprove that the true Hebrew Israelites are so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. And you can clearly see who has programmed this thing. Remember when whatever was going down, with Gaza and the Israelis, and even called themselves Israelites. Ain't that something? Anyway, when that was going down, there were people asking this Grunk 3, asking it questions, and it was skip past any question that they had, no matter what. If it was talking about how do you cook a damn pizza, or how do you how to change the oil, or whatever, whatever question they had, it would always revert back to Israel. You got it. All right. Slavery with ships is debated below. I'll address the historical context of Ish enslavement and the claim about ships, particularly in relation to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, and clarify why the idea of Ish people being enslaved to this day does not align with historical events. Well, doesn't the scripture say, doesn't the scripture say that we are yet this day in our captivity? Didn't it say they refused to let us go? Didn't it say, whether Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai has scattered us, we shall remember ourselves in the land of our captivities? Didn't it say that? See, let's move on down. You see, historical Ish enslavement and exile. All right, we know about 70 AD. We know when compassion. And you see, and that's the thing, man. This thing will probably go into the so-called YTs or Japhet. About matter of fact, I will guarantee that. Because earlier today it was going into that. All right, let's go. Slavery was ships claimed to be the transatlantic slave trade. Absolutely. Some groups, particularly those associated with the Hebrew Israelites movement. Hey, this thing is worldwide, baby. All right, or the Nation of Islam. See how they try to lump the two together, and ain't nothing of the sort. We ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing to do with the Nation of Islam. Matter of fact, their so-called prophet Muhammad couldn't even freaking read. Okay, you see what I'm saying? The dude couldn't even read, man. Anyhow, 1670 claimed that African Americans diaspora are the true Israelites. Well, that's the truth. Let's move on down. There was something I wanted to get. In Dutch colonies. All right, and I went into that just the other day in the U.S. Ish slave ownership was what? Wait a minute, hold on. What does this say? In the U.S., ish slave ownership was prominent to their population. What did that say? That the ownership of the slave, the ships, and ensuring the cargo was what? It was prominent. So their own tongue is falling upon themselves. You see what that says? Salakia. All right. You see, ish. Damn. Come on now. Stupid ass dogs. Give me one moment. Un momento. Let's keep going. All right. And the U.S. prominent is 75% of ish families in Charleston own slaves. But they were a tiny fraction of the total population. Okay. Sure. All right. So these people don't fit the curses, man. Let's move on down because there was something else. There was one other thing I wanted to get. Let's see. There was enslavement. Woo! There it go. What does it say? The Ish enslavement in the transatlantic period. There is no historical evidence that the Ish people as a group were enslaved and transported via ships during the transatlantic slave trade. What did that say? That's a damn dagger. See? The Ish experience during this period involved migration, often as merchants or refugees, not as slaves. See? For instance, so I don't need to read the rest of that. And that's really what I wanted to get to. We'll make this lesson real short. Now, oh man, well, let's go ahead and read the book of Deuteronomy. Hold on, there might be something else I want to get. Let's keep going here just a bit. The verses reference to ships, okay, and Egypt is likely metaphorical or tied to specific historical events like the Roman exile. Nope, wrong. See how wrong that is? Scholars debate its exact meaning. So this thing is lying. Okay, it knows what the truth is, and it's lying. What does it say? You see, Egypt. No, Egypt is synonymous with what? Bondage. It's in the book of Exodus. I also had a little conversation with this thing, asking it. Well, hey, wait a minute, weren't the Hamites so-called black people? And it's like, oh yeah, right quick it said the Hamites are black people. I said, well, how on earth did the Israelites, that went in 70 souls, and came out a multitude? So, I said, when did that happen to the Ish people? Oh, it did all kinds of damn, you see them robots dancing they're going to use for weapons of warfare. Oh man, that thing was break dancing like, on a piece of cardboard in the middle of New York City, man. It was break dancing. Okay. It's funny. Anyhow, I thought I'd bring that out. Conclusion: the Ish people experienced enslavement in ancient times. So hold on now. Wait, the scripture said, in the latter days, in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves after 3 days and a half. It's all kinds of scriptures we could go into. And I don't expect this thing to understand. It's just a thing. 2/3 Israelites don't get it. Okay? I just thought I wanted to, put that out there for your enjoyment. Oh man, it told on itself. It cut itself several times. And you can go over this. You see, Deuteronomy 28:68 applies to the Ish people. Oh, does it? To this day, it doesn't not align with historical records. Whoa. Deuteronomy 28:68 applies to the Ish people. to this day does not align with historical records, as the Ish communities are not currently enslaved. Uh-oh. There's the dagger. Do you see that? But hey, but all the curses, you go back to Deuteronomy 28. What does it say? Thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled forevermore, and no man shall buy you. You see that? Until what? Till Yahweh till Yahweh comes back and saves his people. It told on itself just, man, there it goes again. All right, the verse is better understood in its historical context or as a theological warning rather than a prophecy of ongoing enslavement. Wow. Wow. That's crazy, man. Anyway, hopefully this quick little lesson. Hopefully it was edifying. Give it all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah. Shalom. My goodness.